Okay, let me start again.
I'll keep it rolling.
Hello, my name is Jeff Goldblum.
Hi, I'm Annabeth Gish. I'm an actress.
My name is John Turtletaub. I'm a movie director.
You're about to hear Robert Zuckerman, my friend. I've known him for, 20 years.
And I've known Robert Zuckerman for 15 years, I guess.
I work with Robert Zuckerman a lot. Last few times has been on the National Treasure movies, 1 and 2. Worked on a movie called The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Photography is it's an athletic art, and it is also a soulful art. So the fact that he is able to take these wonderful photographs of people and capture their essence, I think it's a testament to his endurance and his stamina.
We were halfway through, I would say, the second National Treasure movie before I even noticed, why is he limping? What's wrong with him? What did he trip? What did he fall? Am I going to get sued? What's going on? Everyone said, what do you mean? He's been limping for weeks. He's been limping for months. Maybe it's a testament to what a jerk I am that I didn't notice.
He was so impressive right away, so striking and smart, kind, generous, sweet, sensitive, obviously talented.
The movie business is tough. We're not nice as a rule. Someone can't make it to work, you're replaced. When Robert can't make it to work, we're fine. When Robert doesn't make it, we don't say, let's replace him. He's a little irreplaceable, Robert. It's not just that his pictures are phenomenal, but it's his spirit and his drive.
Mainly, everything starts with his heart. His heart is behind his intentions, and then that seems to enable him to take these phenomenal photos.
His pictures are incredible. He took some pictures of me. He's been very generous with me.
Robert and I could never be married. There's people who like strangers and there's people who don't like strangers. I'm a don't like strangers person. I'm very happy to say hi in the street and keep moving. Robert is the talk to the stranger, exchange phone numbers, addresses, talk on Thursday. I couldn't bear it.
He's amassed this amazing array of friendships cross ethnicities, cross socioeconomic status, cross religious beliefs.
He makes friends. He makes friends quickly. Part of it is he's not closed off about who he is. Most of us spend all day covering what we think are our flaws.
Robert is a Buddha of his own.
You're so lucky to be there. I think you're right on schedule.
I always want him on a set, not just because he takes great pictures of movie stars and makes my sets look good.
He's sort of chronicled me at different points in my life, and I'm happy that he's honored that he's done that.
He just makes other people feel comfortable with who they are because he's so comfortable with who he is.
Here's Robert.
So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Doug and Robert for KINDSIGHT. Please give them a very warm welcome.
Thank you very much. And I love what Ralph Waldo Emerson said about kindness. It is one of the most beautiful compensations in life. We can never help another without helping ourselves. How many of you in your refrigerator have meat or dairy products with an expiration date? And after that expiration date, you throw it out. I believe life's opportunities are like dairy products or meat products in your refrigerator. They are given to you, and unless you act on them, they expire. And that's really the richness of being kind, that moment in time when you have the opportunity to hold a door open for someone or let them in traffic. So we're going to take you through some pieces from KINDSIGHT now as we wind down our presentation.
Sure.
This particular photo has generated tens of thousands of dollars for AIDS and for diabetes.
Correct.
Could you share with us the story behind this?
Sure. Well, I was working as the still photographer on a movie called Any Given Sunday. So does that give anyone a clue to who that is? Close. Pacino. And so they're filming a scene, and in the movies they have these big silk screens. This is like it's like 20 by 20 or 12 by 12, very huge, and they shine a light through it to give a very soft light. So the movie crew was filming him from in front, so he was lit in front, but I noticed behind him you got this great silhouette. I thought it was so cool. So after the filming was done, Al Pacino is a real professional, real veteran of the industry, and he'll do anything as long as it's connected or for the movie, if it's for the promotion or publicity. He's not very big on doing random artistic moments. So, but I couldn't pass this up. So I said, Al, would you mind sitting there for a minute and just puffing on your cigar? So he let me click off about 5 frames, and then he got up and he goes, I'm happy to contribute to your art, but I got to go now. So, so he walked away. But then I gave him this print. I made a nice print for him, and he really liked it a lot. And he said, wow, this is like pop art. It's really great. So a couple of years later, you know, as Doug said, I like to donate a lot of charity benefits, AIDS, diabetes. They have auctions where you can donate things, and they auction it off to benefits. So I regularly donate photographs to Focus on AIDS and other AIDS benefits and Diabetes Research Institute in Miami. So I felt this could be a really good photo for that purpose. But as I said, since I'm a work for hire, I don't legally own the rights to this photo. So I approached Warner Brothers, and I said, like, I'd like to be able to donate this photo. And they have so much red tape at some of these big corporations that after about 2 months of me waiting, the head of photography said, well, just go directly to Al, and if he says okay, we'll approve it. So I went to Al and I said, you know, can I have your permission to donate this photograph to charity benefits? And he said, yes, you have my blanket permission. And so as Doug said, this photo has raised over $25,000 for various charities over the last several years. So
That's cool. What equals 100%? What does it mean to give 100% at home and at work? How about achieving 100%? What equals 100% in life? From a strictly mathematical formula or viewpoint, this might help you answer those questions. If A through Z is represented by 1 through 26, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. By a show of hands, you get it? Then hard work equals 98%. Knowledge, 96%. It's very important to work hard and be very knowledgeable relative to your position here at the embassy. But attitude, 100%. Got to have a positive attitude, hard work, and knowledge. Therefore, one can conclude with mathematical certainty that while hard work and knowledge will get you close, attitude will get you there. Right?
And that's my sister, my little sister Patty, and she is a quadriplegic. They've never figured out what's wrong with her, but I've always, for 20 years since she started with her disease, tried to do special things for her. So this was me bringing her to New York to meet with Montel Williams. And again with Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. Yeah. And that's this moment. That's my sister and my mom, and of course Oprah Winfrey. This one took me 15 years to make that happen. Continually writing and just trying, and finally, through my book KINDSIGHT, which Miss Winfrey got a copy of, I was invited to bring my mom and my sister up to meet with her privately. So this is a little girl in New Orleans named Gypsy that I met when I was filming there, who had MS and had like 10 different diseases, and she, you know, had her salivary glands removed, and she still smiled. Lost her house in Katrina. So the strength of the human spirit is pretty incredible.
But tell us when this started, why this started, and the KINDSIGHT movement.
Sure.
As we get into the KINDSIGHT piece of the
Okay,
program.
well, you know, I wanted to do something with photography, not just to be famous and meet girls. You know, I wanted to do something that had some more personal resonance to me, and looking for different things. And then in 1992, I had just ended a long relationship with somebody, and I was kind of, you know, in that say, I want to do something with some meaning, and I became a volunteer at an AIDS hospice in Los Angeles with another group of people. And during that time, the residents of the AIDS hospice allowed me to photograph them, and I made some really profound, you know, harrowing photographs. the following year, in Los Angeles, there was a show all throughout the city, a big exhibit of many, many artists, and the whole theme was AIDS and HIV. So in the venue where I was hanging my photographs, I met an artist, a woman who was HIV positive and albino, and she was a painter. And in her artist statement on the wall, she said, "The more personal my expression, the more universal its meaning." In other words, just be personal, come from the heart, and people will relate to it. You know, Hollywood likes to put together these packages from the outside in. And so what she said struck a chord with me. So I always, you know, that was something that really resonated. After 9/11, you know, I felt that more than ever, like in this specter of terror. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine one day shortly after 9/11, and she was saying, well, the antidote to the terror in the world is just the richness of everyday life, just human kindness and just doing good deeds. That's what's going to be the antidote to all the terror that you know, the news stations and everyone's afraid of. So I was in Las Vegas in 2002, and I met an elderly couple while I was on the job, and we went out to lunch one day, and I photographed them sitting across from me in the diner. And you know, the husband was 64 and the wife was 74, and she was in a wheelchair. And I wrote a little story about our lunch together, our meeting, and I emailed it to some friends of mine, and people really liked it. So that was the first official KINDSIGHT piece. Then a couple of months later, I was in the streets in Los Angeles, and there was a homeless guy standing outside a store collecting, you know, money, drunk. And we talked, and I gave him some money, and he told me his story, and I wrote another piece, and people really liked that. So I felt I was onto something, just coming from a personal, just speaking what was personal. And as I emailed more of these, people began to really like them. And then I would like email some big movie poster around that I did, and people would say, well, the poster's great, but we like the stories much better. so that's how, you know, after a couple of years, like 2.5, 3 years of doing them, the book came about, the first KINDSIGHT book. I accumulated enough pieces, and I went around to many book publishers with it. And of course, you know, people couldn't tell what this, well, it's a photography book, but you can't really have writing with it. And you know, it's not pure photography. And so I got rejected by about, you know, maybe 25 or 30 publishers before I finally found someone who really connected with the book and said, you know, this is a really good idea, this is a good book. And it's not really a photography book per se. It uses photographs and writing together to illuminate the richness of everyday life. So that's basically the story behind the book.
Great.
Thank you very much, everybody, really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And the common thread or theme is really building an act of random kindness daily. So the one takeaway would be just, you know, try to do something, get out of yourself, and be kind, because it can really change the world. The universe is crying out for more acts of kindness. So
It's true.
thank you so much.